Hello students, how are you? I hope you are safe at home and doing something in this vacation. Today I am going to teach you chapter number 7, Diversity in Living Organisms, part 2. Classification of Kingdom Animalia. There are about 1.2 million animal species which show a great diversity of life. These animals differ from one another in their habit, level of organization, body plan, symmetry, body cavity, germ layer, mode of location, respiration, excretion, reproduction, etc. They are further classified based on the extent and type of the body design differentiation found. Phylum Porifera. The word Porifera means organism with holes. These are non-motile animals attached to some solid support. There are holes or pores all over the body. These lead to a canal system that helps in circulating water throughout the body of bring in food and oxygen. They are commonly called sponges and are mainly found in marine habitat. Some examples are shown in figure. Our next phylum is Coelenterata. These are animals living in water. They show more body design differentiation. There is a cavity in the body. Some of these species live in colonies while others have a solitary like span. Hydra, jellyfish and sea anemone are common examples. See in figure. Phylum Platyhelminthes. Platies means flat, helminthes means worm. Some characteristic of this phylum. These have leaf-like or ribbon-like dorso-ventrally flat body. First animals to be triploblastic and bilateral symmetrical and have organ system organization. These are acoelomates. These have blind sac plan and have incomplete gut with only mouth. A mesodermal connective tissue called parenchyma is present between the body organ. Excretion occurs by special cell called protonephridia or phlegm cells. Nervous system is of ladder type. These are mostly hermaphrodite or bisexual. These are mostly parasitic while the planarian are free living. Phylum Nematoda. The nematoda body is also bilaterally symmetrical and triploblastic. However, the body is cylindrical rather than flattened. There are tissues but no real organ, although a sort of body cavity or a pseudocoelom is present. These are very familiar as parasitic worms causing disease such as the worm causing elephantiasis. Some examples are shown in figure. I will explain about phylum Annelida. Annelida, these organism body is divided into segments by ring-like groups called annuli. These have organ system organization with extensive organ differentiation and bilateral symmetry. These are triploblastic animals and are first true coelomate animals. These have metameric segmentation. These have complete gut and tube within tube plan. These mostly respire through their skin. Excretion occurs by special organ called nephridia. Phylum Arthropoda. This is probably the largest group of animals. These animals are bilaterally symmetrical and segmented. There is an open circulatory system and show the body does not flow in definite blood vessels. The coelomic cavity is blood filled. They have jointed legs. Some familiar examples are prawns, butterflies, houseflies, crabs, etc. Phylum Mollusca. In the animals of this group, there is bilateral symmetry. The coelomic cavity is reduced. There is little segmentation. They have an open circulatory system and kidney-like organs for excretion. There is a foot that is used for moving around. Examples are snails and measles. Phylum Echinodermata. In Greek, echines means spiny and derma means skin. These are spiny-skinned organisms. These are exclusively free-living marine animals. They are triploblastic and have a coelomic cavity. They also have a peculiar water-driven tube system that they use for moving around. They have hard calcium carbonate structures that they use a skeleton. Examples are sea stars and sea urchin. Phylum Protocardata. These animals are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic and have a coelom. In addition, they show a new feature of body design, namely a notochord. At least at some stages during their lives, the notochord is a long rod-like support structure that runs along the back of the animal, separating the nervous tissue from the gut. It provides a place for muscles to attach for case of movement. Protochordates may not have a proper notochord present at all stages in their lives or for an entire length of the animal. Protochordates are marine animals, for example, Balanoglossus, Herdmania, and Amphioxus. Phylum Vertebrata. These animals have a true vertebral column and internal skeleton. Vertebrates are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, coelomic, and segmented with complex differentiation of body tissues and organs. All chordates possess the following features: have a notochord, have a dorsal nerve cord, are triploblastic, have paired gill pouches, are coelomate. Vertebrates are grouped into 6 classes. Class Cyclostomata. Cyclostomates are jawless vertebrates. They are characterized by having an elongated eel-like body, circular mouth, slimy skin. Example, Petromyzin and Myxin. Next, class Pisces. These are fish. They are exclusively aquatic animals. Their skin is covered with scales, plates. They obtain oxygen dissolved in water by using gills. The body is streamlined and a muscular tail is used for movement. They are cold-blooded and their hearts have only 2 chambers, unlike the 4 that humans have. They lay eggs. We can think of many kinds of fish, some with skeletons made entirely of cartilage, such as shark, and some with a skeleton made of both bone and cartilage, such as rohu. Class Amphibia. These animals differ from the fish in the lack of scales, in having mucous gland in the skin and a 3-chambered heart. Respiration is through either gills or lungs. They lay eggs. These animals are found both in water and on land. For example, frogs, toads, and salamanders. Class Reptilia. These animals are cold-blooded, have scales, and breathe through lungs, while most of them have a 3-chambered heart. Crocodiles have 4 heart chambers. They lay eggs with tough coverings and do not need to lay their eggs in water. Unlike amphibians, snakes, turtles, lizards, and crocodile fall in this category. Class Aves. These are warm-blooded animals and have a 4-chambered heart. They lay eggs. There is an outside covering of feathers and 2 forelimbs are modified for flight. They breathe through lungs. All birds fall in this category. Now I will explain about Mammalia. Mammalians are warm-blooded animals with four-chambered hearts. They have mammary glands for the production of milk to nourish their young. Their skin has hairs as well as sweat and oil glands. Most mammalians familiar to us produce live young ones. Body cavity is divided into two parts, thoracic and abdominal, by a diaphragm. Mouth is bounded by movable lips. These have two sets of teeth, milk teeth and permanent teeth. Teeth are thecodont and heterodont. These show only pulmonary respiration. Heart is four-chambered. Ear is peculiar in having pinna. Nasal chamber open in the pharynx. These are urotelic excretion. These are warm-blooded animals. Now, we will describe about nomenclature. Why is there a need for systemic naming of living organisms? As you might be able to appreciate, it would be difficult for people speaking or writing in different languages to know when they are talking about the same organism. This problem was resolved by agreeing upon a scientific name for organism in the same manner that chemical symbols and formulae for various substances are used the world over. The scientific name for an organism is thus unique and can be used to identify it anywhere in the world. The system of scientific naming or nomenclature we use today was introduced by Carolus Linnaeus in the 18th century. According to binomial nomenclature, every scientific name is formed of two words, genus and species.